SPORTS SHOW.
All right, thanks for that introduction. I'm on just 1 minute late. Welcome to another edition of the DMV Sports Show, hosted by your host, your nice show host, with the absolute from coast to coast, Russell McGee. It's Saturday, as you all already know, Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. I'm your host, Russell McGee. As always, I'm not going to let you stray away. We got a line long of sports news that's related to your Commanders and then more. So we're going to talk about the Commanders and their draft selection, who they're going to pick and when it's going to be. And we're going to tell you that in a minute. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards and their losing streak, of course, you know, my thing about it. And we're going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles. They just keep winning until they play the Brewers. And we're going to talk about the Washington Capitals, you know, their ups and downs, who they're going against next, and are they going to even make the playoffs? We're going to ask my man Lou for that. We'll also talk about any other related topics that you want to, sports related, of course. And don't worry about it. Rep who you want to rep. It's okay with us. We're also going to talk to you guys to see what you want to, you know, talk about, because that's what we do on the DMV Sports Show. It's sports. All right? No need to get your panties in a bunch. But anyway, let's go ahead, because we got a panel that you wouldn't believe to help me out with these related sports-related topics. Also, the call-in number is 512-543-4662. I say again very slowly, 512-543-4662. Hey, make sure you state your name and who you represent, as I just stated. Hey, it's okay. If you're a Cowboy fan, if you're a Steelers fan, if you're a Jets fan, if you're a Ravens fan, even if you're a Broncos fan, it's okay. Come on and ask the questions. I'm knowledgeable and natural when it comes to sports-related issues. So let's get it started, folks. As I said it before, we're going to talk about the Commanders. Round 2, number 2, in the drafts. April 25th, 27, 3 days event in Detroit, folks. Detroit, the cold city. You know, Flint, Michigan. Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know what that yes came from, but yes, she's right. So to help me with this, I got Big Steve, I got the coach, and I got the noisemaker of every animal in the world, Marion Alvarez. And now to overthrow her voice, to look like a dude, to sound like a dude, it's Marilyn Alvarez. How you doing, Marion?
We're good.
What was that? Okay, well, we don't need to know what's in the bathroom, but we do know that Coach and Big Steve are here. So how you doing, Big Steve?
I'm doing fine, Bro Sue. I'm doing fine. How everybody doing?
I'm good. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Coach is doing fine, and we know that the noisemaker is somewhere in the bathroom. But we're going to go ahead and leave her there, because we got some to really talk about. The Commanders' number 2 pick. All the sports-related writers I read, and all the commentators on various shows like NFL Network, ESPN, and Bleacher, and FS, all us having, except for one, picking Jayden Daniels. Now, recently, Minnesota Vikings held a special event meeting with Jayden Daniels this past week. Why? I have no clue whatsoever. But that just threw a big monkey wrench in everything. Because I just pray to the football gods. Why would you even entertain that if they even call you and say, hey, listen, we're going to give you a lucrative deal. If you give us number 2, we'll give you everything in the pot plus money. I will hang up. I wouldn't even entertain. I wouldn't even pick up the call. If I see Vikings head coach or general manager saying, hey, we got a deal just for you. If I even see email, if I see a bird pigeon, I'm shooting that bird on sight, and then I'm going to toss it right back to Minnesota and say null and void. I do not entertain anything because number 2 is valuable. Then I hear this report that, now get this, I don't know if y'all read it, but I read it somewhere in one of these sports writers column, that maybe the Patriots, because Jaden Daniel just said that he wanted to be a Patriot, and they're trying to negotiate coming up to number 2 to pick Jayden Daniel. I would respectfully go to New England, just throw eggs at Belichick's car, and write an egg no. You do not tamper with the number 2. I can understand we had a number 5 pick, right? Number 5 pick, yeah, I'll definitely trade down. Of course, because the value of the player is not greater than the greater of number 2. I would definitely trade down if I had the number 5 pick in the draft. If I had the number 6 pick, yes. Anything above 5, no. Why? Because if you look at the statistics, the number 5 pick has not been that good over the years. So why is it all of a sudden Dan Quinn and John Witz Jr., who I do not know, but I like what they're saying, we even entertain. This is what I was saying what I was explaining with Big Steve about going to Drake's May Pro Day. You do not entertain nothing. Nothing. I don't look, you're playing chess with the league. You're not playing chess with your friends, that you know for 50 plus years. You're playing chess with the enemy. Just like the Giants. The Giants went directly to Drake's May, not Drake's May, what is it? Jayden Daniel? Was it? Yeah, Jayden Daniels Pro Day. They went to his Pro Day. We were no longer to be there. We were not even there. We were at Drake May, high-fiving, shaking hands, elbowing, haha, yeah, great job. Can you do that? No. The man was gunslinging it with everybody in there. They were just, oh my gosh, he threw it. Oh wow, look. Oh my gosh, he did a bootleg. Oh, it was just fluid. Where were we at? In North Carolina. North Carolina? While we're in North Carolina high-fiving this fool, now you have, I read in the NFL that we are, Adam Schefter report that he said that we are now thinking about J.J. McCarthy. I'm like, geez, what are we doing? Yes. 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 I'm not kidding you. Adam Schefter has reported that we're interested in Jayden Daniels and J.J. McCarthy. Okay. Now you're putting J.J. McCarthy into it. Now, I'm not Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen is a Michigan alum. I get it. He got to hype J.J. McCarthy out. I get it. If I was an alum of a university and you graduated and this guy graduated, yeah, you're going to hype up your Fed alumni. But let's keep it 1,000. The man is not Jayden Daniels, nor is he Michael Penix. These two are by far the best product of the NCAA football division. And they are bigger than those two. So why are we trying to diminish these two and talking about, hey, listen, well, look at Bo Nix. Look at J.J. McCarthy. Don't get me wrong, they're excellent in their school. They did some remarkable things there. But what have they done? They haven't won a championship. Well, yeah, Michigan did. I take that back.
Yeah.
But
Michigan's usually always up there.
yeah, exactly. Michigan is always up there, but they just excelled. And Washington State was clearly dominating until they went and fell flat on their face. But now you have a reason to say these two quarterbacks are number 1 and 2 for a reason. JJ McCarthy is a distant 3. What about whatchamacallit? Drake May. Drake May was hurt his freshman year and sophomore year. He finished 2 years in ACC history for that university. But he's a little bit equal to Sam Howell. So why are we hyping those two out? He's clearly a backup. Clearly a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out. I'm going to go to Big Steve and we're going to end with Coach. This is something I have to address because as we always start out, Commanders always, for some reason, throws a monkey wrench and it rounds up hitting him in the forehead again. Help me out. What's going on? Big Steve,
Okay,
talk to me.
So another monkey wrench.
Yeah.
There's been another report that Arizona Cardinals may say, okay, let's give up Kyle Murray and the number 27 pick to the Commanders. But that was already shot down because what you said, the offensive coordinator said no, he would not work with Kyle Murray and his $30 million contract. You look, even if they take Maine, I'd rather take Maine with less money and still have the number 2 pick than to take that. You know, why have a $30 million contract with Kyle Murray? Then you can say, okay, I could take Maine or Daniels with $3 million a year than to take that kind of contract. That's stupid. I would take McCarthy with that kind of money. I would take both Nicks. I would take Penix. I would take any, because, they say they're going to have 3 quarterbacks at the draft, whether it's McCarthy, Bain, and what you call from USC. But I think they should have at least 5 of them
Caleb
in the
Williams.
first round.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Williams. I think they should have 5 quarterbacks at the draft. But they thinking Penix and Bo Nix going to be in the second round. I wouldn't be surprised. This is just me thinking as that the Commanders may take Penix over Nix in the second round. Don't be surprised, folks, that they'll take Penix as a second backup quarterback.
Well,
don't be surprised because they can carry 3 quarterbacks now.
I don't know because if you look
don't
at,
be surprised.
hold on, let me go ahead.
Put Driscoll on the reserve team.
No, they're not going to pick Driscoll because remember, as Daniel,
No, they pick Driscoll on the reserve team.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They can only hold 109 players before the 50 yard before the 50.
Remember, because they gave them 10. Now remember, it used to be 5, like 10.
Oh,
they'll
okay.
put Driscoll on the reserve team.
Oh, okay.
And they'll have Mariota, they'll have Daniels or May or McCarthy, and then they'll put Penix. Because remember they did it with RG3 and they did it with my man, Captain Kirk. And it worked out well for us.
But see, I don't think they're going to follow that.
Captain Kirk.
Well, he's talking about Kirk Cousins. but if you look at what you're talking about, that was under Mike Shanahan's regime. But the problem with that whole scenario was that RG3 was number 1, and they was already talking about he's going to be the starter. We haven't found the starter yet. And if Jaden Daniels become the starter, then he's not ruled the starter until preseason. So that's the whole problem with that. But I get what you're talking about in that scenario, but that scenario is not finalized yet. Number 2,
it can work out. It can work out like that because a lot of good coaches. Remember, look what the 49ers did. They already had Gonzalo, and then they said what you call him as a 7th rounder, and Remember, they were saying, why did the general manager pick, which is our general manager now, say, why did they pick Mr. Coleman as a 7th round pick? And guess what? It worked out really great for the 49ers. So don't think our general manager is not thinking dumb. He's thinking,
no.
Let me just pick off people just to pick.
So let's dive into that a little bit. Now, I know you're going with the scenario, but I have to get dive into it and dissect it for what it is. Remember, Garofalo was not liked after his tenure with
New England.
Yeah, New England. After he left New England, the New England Patriot fans wanted him to stay because he went to the Super Bowl. They then traded him to the 49ers, and the 49er fans did not like him because of that. He did not go to the Super Bowl. So they did not like him because he was a night and day. Right. He was not a fan favorite. So when they got rid of him, they wanted the 7th rounder pick because they liked him the most. And when Purdy came up and showcased his Mike Flutie ability, they thought they had the number 1 pick in from God knows when since Joe Montana.
They had Beathard.
Well, they didn't like Beathard. They did not like Bobby. They did not like Bobby. They wanted somebody else to run the organization. Remember, they had John Lynch, and John Lynch literally.
Didn't like that either.
Yeah. So now after they went to the Super Bowl with that little guy, he is by far the most winningest quarterback in that since Joe Montana. And even though they lost, that man is forever the favorite in that state. Now, let's keep it a buck. This is by far the most important division in the NFL, especially this draft, to select the correct quarterback for this moment moving forward is mind-boggling. This is more than picking my socks and what colored, whites or tubes. I literally will go crazy trying to figure out if she'll wear tube socks. Don't worry, folks, I don't wear tube socks. But anyway, my go ahead. No.
Have you noticed they have been getting veterans in?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have. And what they're trying, so that's exactly right, Big Steve. So
it's not bad to go and get a good player, a good leader, a quarterback.
So
excel.
No, you're right. The thing about
It surprise me to get Penix. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's fine. That's cool.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this whole ordeal. Okay, if you look at the way Dan Quinn is actually picking the team as he goes along, he's doing his evaluations, which is plus in my book, right? We haven't had a head coach to do his thorough evaluation and just go off the cusp and go with fan favorites because he's in the fan favorite too because he's a fan of these players. Here's another thing I like when I look at this, right? He's actually looking at their history in their playing career, what they do best and why they do it. So what he did was he looked at our list of what we did, right? And he said, well, this person's consistent, but it's not what we want to do. We got to trade this guy because we're going to bring in this guy who actually does exactly what we want to do. And we want to control tempo on defense. So what they do is they get somebody who is conservatively dropping off and they want them to play in the box. So you let him go and you bring somebody in who does exactly that. And that's when they brought Bobby Wagner in. Bobby Wagner, folks, is 1,000% a box drill sergeant. You know, if you see somebody run behind you, he's going to be upset. He's going to smack you in the mouth. That's what we need. We need you to take somebody to the sideline and beat the crap out of them and push them back on the field, like, go do your job. We need that type of fiasco. And I'm not advocating violence, folks. I'm just telling you what was. We need somebody who actually does that. And
I understand. Yeah, you got to get them. Hey, you need to do your job.
Exactly. And now
get out
that
there, do it.
the next thing I want to say is that he's actually looking at, I don't know if he's actually looking at film and sitting down with his staff, but I think he understands the X's and O's better than what we usually had since Mike Shanahan. Now, I don't know if he understands the legacy of this organization, but he should read upon or look upon the tapes of the previous winning years and see what he could pick out. See, this is what I've been saying for years, folks, and I'm going to reiterate it as much as I can. The moment you come into an organization and you just want to run your system and forget everything else and don't look at the fans as being fan favorites of what you put on the field, you're diminishing the organization's history, i.e. this history. If you do not come and talk to the people who wants to see a winning product on that field so we can shell out our money, sit there and drink and eat and have a good time, then you're missing the point. If you look at for example, Cliff Kingsbury his style is air and run, right? He'll bring out the 4 wide receiver set. Normally, our own head coaches in the past won't even bring out a 4 wide receiver set unless we're running behind a touchdown or 10 points. This man brings it out in the beginning and see how the defense plays to it, and then he dissects. We only do that pre-snap. He does it immediately as he comes to the line. That's what the quarterback has to do. Now, that's brilliant. I get how he did it. That is awesome. How you will come to the line and you're already thinking, we're going to decide the defense regardless of where they at. We're going to run the edges first. Let's see how they react. We don't do that. We just hit the gut. 50 plus. 50 gut, left, center mic, hike. No, you can't do that because they're going to plug the A gap because you're going to run opposite of what they're talking about. Now you're just confusing yourself, and now you got sacked. Well, who fault was it? Your fault because you gave me the play. This is why I like Kingsbury. I did enough research on him. I think he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough players on his team as a Cardinal to run the options the way he wanted to run. Mainly because Kyler Murray didn't like the plays that he was calling on third and 5. I think it was 35. It was one of the teams I forgot. But my point is, I like what he's running, but he has a better play call system, I hope, this year with us. Secondly, I want to bring into what Big Steve was talking about, how our team is better. So I want, before I say this, I just gotta also talk about, if we do get Michael Penix and not trade and keep number 2, that's not possible, because we have to give up something to get something. And I don't think we're going to do that, because if we get something, Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels, it's not going to happen, because Jaden Daniels is going to be taken before we select him, because
you think he's going to go on number 1?
No, number 1, no. Number 1 is going to be Caleb Williams. They're going to go with Caleb. They're not going to get Jaden, because Jaden is not what they want, because he doesn't fit their style of football, which is crazy, because he fits any style if you give him a chance to. But we're going to go with the number 2 pick, and it's going to be either Michael Penix or Jayden Daniels. What Steve was saying was he wouldn't be surprised if we get Jayden Daniels and later on Michael Penix. If we get Jayden Daniels and then Michael Penix is something happen at, the second round, no, he's not going to fall that far. This man is going to be right there smacking somebody's face. He might even go to the Patriots. There's no way in this world this man who's left-handed.
No, the Patriots going to take going to take Maine. Definitely going to take Maine at number 3.
I definitely highly disagree because you got the Giants looking at May and saying that he could basically be with
the
him.
Patriots, the Giants
going after him.
The Giants definitely need a wide receiver. They don't have no receivers. They're gonna definitely take neighbors because Marvin Harrison is going to Arizona at number 4.
But here's what I'm saying.
Davis is going to the Giants at number 5.
But see, here's what I'm saying to you. The Giants are not known for taking a wide receiver at 5. They are desperately trying to drop down. They're trying to drop down and get a quarterback as well because they don't like Jones and they don't like DeVito. Understand? So they're gonna probably be back.
Here's the thing. They stuck. Here's the thing, and that was just their stupidity, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they signed Jones to that $160 million contract, guaranteed, guess what?
What?
They stuck.
Of course.
Stuck with them.
Of course. And that's what I'm telling you. They're not 1,000% set on Jones, even though they gave him that $160 million. You know why? Because he did not show them any type of new ability that DeVito does. So are they set? No, they're never set. You know why? Because they have to replace Saquon Barkley. They have to replace Leslie Shepard. Leslie Shepard's probably not there. Or if he is, he's probably
he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Exactly.
Not only that, they got to replace both. The only good thing, they got Waller as a tight end, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
They got to replace both their wide receivers, both their starting receivers.
Yep.
So they're going after neighbors as the wide receivers. So they're going to go after him. They need a wide receiver. They need a running back and a wide receiver worse than they need a quarterback.
They might go after neighbors, but I think they're going after the Washington State wide receiver, Dooku.
No, I think they're going after neighbors. Neighbors got too much speed. He reminds me of a taller CD Lamb.
I think that's probably, but I think what they need to do is get in. Well, I don't know. I think I talked to like maybe five Giant fans last week, and they kept telling me they will need a quarterback. They said they definitely need a quarterback because they don't believe in Jones and they don't believe in DeVito, even though his father is Danny. I'm like, listen. I said, listen, y'all. That's what I told him. I said, listen, Jones is your forever friend that you don't meet on Facebook. He's never going to let you down. And they're like, he already let us down. I said, see, that's why you stuck with him. And I'm like, so you can't really get mad. You don't need another quarterback. They're like, yes, we do. We'll go get McCarthy. I said, I don't think McCarthy want to come to New York and help you out. They were like, well, then we'll get May or Bo Nix. They said, yeah, Bo Nix is better. I said, listen, Bo Nix come to the Giants, y'all in trouble because y'all don't have a running game. You don't have a wide receiver they can throw to. They're like, well, we're going to get Udoka because they want Udoka for Washington State. I said, okay.
No, he'd be gone.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
To the Saints.
I don't know if he's going to go to the Saints. I don't think he's going to the Saints.
Because and you don't forget Buffalo. Buffalo lost Davis, so
Buffalo lost Diggs. No, Buffalo lost Diggs.
Yeah, so they go after him too. Don't get me wrong. There are teams. Green Bay needs another receiver. Buffalo, New Orleans, Kansas. Kansas City. Definitely Kansas City.
But see, here's what you don't understand, man. Buffalo did the most craziest thing by sending Diggs to the Texans. Now, Texans, you know what the Texans need? They need another fast wide receiver, and they got the playoff team of a lifetime. DeMarco Murray literally set that team on fire now. All you need is
and guess who Texas gonna pick on it? The first pick Texas gonna pick
who?
A wide receiver.
Hey, there you go. And there you go.
And that's it.
And there you go. And they're set. And you know what that's going to mean? They're going to be the favorite out of the division. And they already been to the playoffs and lost. But see, the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, because you know what? Something Texas did smart. Don't get me wrong. It cost. You know what? It cost the Carolina Panther coach his job because he told them he wanted style. He wanted style. The general manager said, and the owner told him no. And guess what? It cost him his job.
Yeah, sure did.
It cost him his job. It was therefore he said he wanted style because Star had the stronger arm and he was smart. No, he got outvoted by his general manager and his owner. And guess what? It cost everybody in the NFL know it cost him his job.
Well, you know what? You know who's another quarterback that lost his job? That quarterback out of the Steelers who was out of Pitt, who's now an Eagle.
Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett. Yeah, Pickett is now an Eagle. Now, here's what I learned, folks, and those who are Steelers fans. I also, if you're a Steelers fan, I encourage you to come on the show and talk about this because this is very, very strange. Only one person did this in the NFL. He is the second. And Pickett didn't want Russell Wilson to come and be the starter. He wanted to be the starter. He wanted to be number one. He didn't want nobody else to fight for him. He wanted no backup. He wanted to be number one. And the head coach said, what? Mike Thomas said, what? And he said, okay, we got to let you go, son. We got to let you go. We're going to go bring Russell Wilson here. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
you know who benefits from that?
Yeah.
Fields.
I know.
Fields will benefit because once Wilson retired, it's Fields' team.
Right.
Pickett didn't think that way. It was just okay. I'm gonna tell you another quarterback that we used to have that he messed up, and what was remember we had a certain quarterback named Doug Williams.
Yeah.
And who was our back? Who was what? He was the starter, and then he backed up.
Jay Schrader.
Jay Schrader. Jay Schrader didn't want to be backed up to Doug Williams, and then he said a certain word, and Joe Gibbs made a trade to the Raiders for Jim Dorsey within a couple of days. Jay Schrader was out of here and went to the Raiders.
Yep. I remember that.
Everybody in Washington, D.C. know that story.
Yep, I remember that because I was there watching the Super Bowl when we beat the Broncos.
Everybody remember that story.
Oh yeah, of course, because it was on.
If you're not a Washington Redskins fan,
well, let's not go there. Let's not go there because you don't do that because we don't want to test anybody's football knowledge. I'm pretty sure people remember it. They just don't like to speak up on it because it was a dark moment in that history. But as those who are passionate more about that moment will speak up on it. But let's not question people's history on that moment. But I get what you're saying.
It made us Super Bowl champions.
Yes.
Just because
yes, Doug Williams made us champions because of the quick decision to let a cancer move out of the body of the team. I get that. Right. But my point.
Joe Gibbs became one of the only coach that had 3 different quarterbacks that win a Super Bowl.
No, I agree with everything you said. My thing about the Kenny Pickett thing is that to have that sentiment, to have a rookie tell the organization that I don't want another backup, I want to be number one, doesn't give you the incentive to say, hey, I don't want him here. Let me come here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
they could have used both of them, and they could
Kenny
have.
Pickett was, and the agent wasn't thinking.
Well, that's what What I'm saying is, let them battle it out. That's cool.
No, it was his job. No, what you call? Don't get me wrong. Remember, why do you think Pittsburgh coach is one of the longest running coaches in the NFL right now?
true.
Why he's well respected? Why the team president and them love him? Why the Rooney family loves this man? They could have got rid of him at any time, but guess what? When you got an organization that when you never had a losing season, never, and you take this team after team after team, you're not gonna let your quarterback, running back, whatever. You remember they had some of the greatest players.
Yeah.
And they didn't let now one of them say you're going to run the team. They ain't let AB do it. They ain't let their defense do it. And they said, you know what? We're not going to let a play. Remember, it's no I in team. And
That's
he ain't
true.
going to let
I know that.
Rasul said, he ain't going to let no rookie quarterback say, you know what? I ain't going to let you do it either. But I ship you quick, fast, and hurry out of here.
Yeah, and that's what Mike Tomlin did. He found that, Kenny Pickett wasn't liable for the team. He was like first. Let me say for those who don't know, I have to give a brief introduction to where this show is. I give my take on the sports related news around the league, and I speak on it personally and give my thoughts on it. Anything that I said was not reiterated by the coach, by the player, by the team itself. I give what I read, and then we speak on it. And as we read as fans of the game, we speak on it as well here. And then we go about talking about the Commanders, who were our favorite fan of our favorite team, because we're fans of the team, and the NFL because we see it every single day. So for those who says that I am copywriting or infringement, that is by far the false idea of what the show is. So I encourage you to come on the show and see for yourself what we do here, so you understand where this information is coming from, as well as we read and give our take on it. And as fans come in and express their love for their team, we dress up on as well, and we conversate that way. With that being said, let's get back to the show. So the thing, what I was saying was that Kenny Pickett did not, in fact, have to tell the quarterback or the head coach, don't bring him here. They ship him off to the feet of Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they have a really good backup now in Russell Wilson and Jim.
Are you talking about taking, wait a minute, Hurts is going to be there, right?
Yeah, Hurts is still going to be. So they're thinking about having Hurts and Kenny Pickett battle it out, and then most likely they're going to, go with Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts been there and knows the system. But the problem is if Kenny Pickett outshines Jalen Hurts, guess what? It's going to be a whole quarterback controversy that we've never seen in Philly, and Philly's going to be burning trash can, kicking it over, drinking milk. You know the regular stuff. But the thing that the regular thing I don't think is that I don't think it's going to be a really good bad thing, because they're going to be okay. But I don't see Eagles being a fan favorite no more. I mean, going and winning the division. I don't see them winning the division. And that brings us to Dallas, folks. And I was talking to a Dallas fan recently, and it wasn't Lou, but I was speaking to a Dallas fan, and he literally was upset at how the organization is still sticking to Dak. And I said, listen, Dak was recently given a large amount of sum of money. they're not going to kick Dak off the roster because you feel otherwise. He said, listen, that's what they did to Zeke. I said, Zeke was on his way out anyway. Zeke lost his running ability. He lost his speed. He literally gave up at the end of every season. Y'all had to use him in the red zone because that's what he was effective of because of his loss of speed and loss of agility. So he was ultimately losing as you move forward. So to say that, you got to cut Dak to have free up money, you're right, but they're not going to do that because Dak gave you 3 regular seasons of plus 10 plus wins. And even though he lost every single playoff game, he's going to be back. Now, the question is, who are you going to bring? And he was like, listen, I don't want him here. I don't want him there or him there. But before I continue, there's a special guest that just claimed in it. He is the co-host of the Enhanced Sports Show, co-host Louis Tenor. Welcome, Lou.
Thank you for all.
You're welcome. Now, you came in at the right time, my friend. You know what time it is, right? I got to ask you a question.
Yes.
All right. So, 2 things. 1, who you're going to pick in the draft because they're not getting rid of Dak. I was just telling Big Steve and Coach about the Dallas Cowboy fan I was talking about, and he was literally telling me that they got get rid of Dak, and I told him word for word, you're not going to get rid of Dak because you gave this man a lump sum of money, and this lump sum of money is forever, embedded into the fabric of the Cowboys. This man was at the combine, NFL combine, sitting in the stands scouting. You're not getting rid of him. They literally was sitting right next to Jerry Jones. Now, the Cowboy fan I was talking about, he said, we got to get rid of Jerry Jones. I said, if Jerry falls away, pass away, you guess who's taking over? And it's not some random billionaire. It's his own flesh and blood, his son. And he's just as worse as his father. What are your thoughts?
So first of all, your own son is for crying out loud. And, as much as you want to get rid of Zach, you can't. But, you need like a good running back and a good good quarterback. Because, last year was just all in shambles. So you have to go for the right combinations here. Otherwise, it's going to be another lonely season in Big D.
So what do you do? So what do you do in your NFL draft? You got it. So here's the scenario you got to do. You got to get a better center. You got to get a better left tackle. You got to get a better DE. You got to get a better wide receiver because you can't rely on your tight end because your tight end is not your Jason Witt type of player. You're trying to keep the same old playbook as we've seen over the years. You're tossing to your tight end. That's your prime wide receiver. So you got a wide receiver and you got a tight end and you got a running back. You don't have Tony Pollard no more because Tony Pollard said, I'm not going to have no more touches. So why would I be here? You're going to throw 80% of the time and you're only going to run 20. I don't need that. I need to run 80 and y'all need to throw 20.
Right.
So
that's right.
So now you got Mike McCarthy, who said, I'm not giving up the playbook and running 80% of the time and throwing 20. You out your mind. We're going to run the same play like we did in Green Bay, and you're going to be quiet and take your vitamins. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Are you all right? and that's exactly what he's doing. He's actually telling you we're going to run the same play every single time. Doesn't that sound familiar? Then we have that player. We had that same coach. You're going to do as I say.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Not do what I do and do what I say.
Yeah, exactly. And that sounds like Jack Del Rio-esque cousin or something. That's what he sounds like over there.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Who do you draft?
What do I do?
Yeah, who you draft?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find out. Like I said, we need a good running back though. Good center.
Exactly.
That's what stopped us from last year.
Yeah. And there's a lot of running backs out there that could actually take over that sentiment, but are they going to be compatible with Mike McCarthy's style of running 20% of the time and throwing 80? So that means you're going to throw to a running back in that 80%, which is going to be either good for the team or bad for the team. That's like rolling the dice and Russian roulette, hoping that it land on red and then land on black at the last minute so you can win that $1 million. But we're not gambling. I do not advocate gambling on my show either. So whatever you're thinking, this is just an opinion. So moving on. Hockey, my friend Lou.
Yeah.
The Capitals win against the Detroit Red Wings, lose to the Buffalo Sabres. Talk to me. What's going on with the Caps?
Caps are floundering. I mean, they're trying to fight for one of the last playoff spots, and they're just floundering.
Are they going to play? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Worse. You could be the Coyotes, though. That's even worse. So, or you could be the Blue Jackets. So it can't be that bad. You're fighting for a last playoff spot. You have a slim chance. I mean, the Devils are out. The Canadians are out. The Blue Jackets are out. You got to fight for it. You got to fight against the Philadelphia Flyers to get the last spot. So you don't have room for error here. You've got to win. You've got to win these next two games.
So do they make it? Does the Capitals make it to the last playoff spot?
I do. I do think they will make it. And CJ will be happy about that.
And that's great. Hey, you just heard it from the Enhanced Sports Show co-host Louis Tenor. Give his undoubted word of endorsement to the Washington Caps, winning and taking the last place in the playoff spot. Thanks, Lou. I really appreciate it, man. But listen, take this as a really good thing. The Cowboys should pick another running back, 2 running backs, and stick with a 2 running backs system, because right now, when Jerry Jones is still the owner, he's gonna say, hey, listen, we need to run that wide receiver / tight end wide receivers offense, so that way we can move forward. You still got Brandon Cooks, that's still a good thing. He's gonna be another Cole Beasley-esque type of wide receiver, but moving forward, I think they definitely need another running back. If you're going to use that running back as a running back wide receiver, I don't see them really doing anything. That's why I don't see them winning the East. I don't see the Eagles winning the East. It's going to be between the Giants and Commanders. That's what I actually see. So it's going to be a really good game this come September. But I think I got those two moving ahead, other than the number 3 slot would probably be Dallas, and the 4th one would be the Eagles. But 1 and 2 is going to be up for grabs, and it's not going to be the Eagles again, because the Eagles are not.
First of all, I wasn't sure if you were aware what happened, which is why I'm a little late tonight. We're at my sister's gathering because my father passed away, and we are honoring him outside. Past couple of days.
Yo, my condolences goes out to you.
Did you know you did see something earlier?
Oh,
I did. You were muted, Steve, when I mentioned it, but I mentioned on Facebook. I don't know if anybody read it or not, but I posted on Facebook.
Yo, my condolences, bro. I'm so sorry,
man.
man.
On Facebook this week.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson died.
Oh, I don't care about him. Well, I care more about Lou Ballers than him, man.
Yo, Lou, man, go ahead and be with your family, man. You don't need to be here, man. I thank you for coming on. My condolences goes out to you and your family. Yo.
But I did actually do my show today. I did actually do a show today. That's O.J. I would want it.
I got you, man. I'll be there next Saturday for you, man. I'm so sorry. I did not know.
I thank you for it. I thank you all for posting the comments and for the show that came Monday. I thank you all. I mean, because it would have been very difficult to do if I was alone, it would have been.
No, you do a great show too, Lou, and you have a great review too,
God
man.
bless you and your family.
You do. God bless you.
God bless you
My
and your
family
family,
wanted
bro.
Well, I'll put it this way: my family wanted me to do it, and I know what my dad would say. You know, was come on, do it. You know, this is your passion. This is what you work for.
Amen.
And they say, don't make everybody proud.
And he is proud, bro. He's so proud of you and what you accomplished, man.
Okay. Bless your heart. Oh, man.
Yo, man, go ahead and be with your family. We understand, man. We'll see you next Saturday, all right?
Okay, thanks, all.
You're welcome, bro. Thanks for coming on, man.
Condolences and prayers.
Yes, we're sending you love and prayers, bro. Wow, man.
Oh, man.
Ah, that hurts.
He mentioned the thing that his father would be proud of him. And earlier, later on in his show, and I wasn't hardly on Facebook this week.
Me either. I was working.
In the NFL.
I was working 14 hours yesterday.
Been on Facebook for more.
Man, that hurt, bro.
That gets me upset.
As the host of the DMV Sports Show, I want to send big condolences out to my friend Lou, who lost his father this week. Yeah, he came on the show to show support. That shows character about the little guy.
Yeah, because we one big happy family.
We are a big happy family, absolutely.
We are in a bad time, you know.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
This is our sports family, you know.
Absolutely.
We'll stick together and go fast.
Yeah, it's like, when I was cooked, what I'm going to say was, like I said, I respect you as a journalist and as, because if you, believe me, I've been on a lot of sports shows, and some of them I was like, they don't know this, they haven't done their research, I don't know what they're talking about, and I got off it quick, fast, and hurry, because, I'm older than a lot of people talking sports now. I'm 60 years old,
right. So
they wasn't talking sense. It was like Merry Christmas to them.
Right.
You do your fact checks, you do all your things on all sports, especially us Wizards. I'm like, I want to look at that Connecticut, that UConn center that look good in a nice Wizard uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, and I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that, and also you do know your sports 100%. You know the old playbooks of the 70s and present. Hey man, I appreciate you coming on the show. You and Coach, and Coach knows her stuff too because she's a Hokie fan, and Hokies better know their football.
I'm a bad Hokie fan.
Yo, so I am just like a Terps fan. We know our sports, and that's what makes us a big family because we connect on a sports level, and we just vibe. This is about the best connection you could have in sports. So, and when we come on the show, we actually speak facts. So, yeah, my hat goes off to him and his family. This got to be the most traumatic thing, to lose a family member. It's crazy, bro. We got 5 minutes, folks.
I lost my dad and then turned around within 1 year, lost mama.
Oh, wow.
And it hurts when you hear somebody else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I lost both my parents. I lost my mother when I was 27, my father when I was 45. So, it's hard when you lose both your parents. And then, I lost 5 siblings. I lost my older brother last year. And, it's like, but I have my friends here, my family right here, especially, I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Kirby because,
Leonard Kirby.
In 2 weeks, we do our football draft. I got
how is Kirby doing? Is Kirby all right?
He's doing fine. In
That's
2
good.
weeks, me, Mr. Kirby, and a bunch of sportscasters, we're doing a special show, next Thursday. I mean, not this Thursday, but next Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30. So we'll have that second pick.
That's
the
awesome.
phone number is on all y'all 563-999-34 6-2. It's gonna be on my page, and I'm gonna remind you what I'm doing. I'm gonna remind you, Coach, you're welcome to call. You know,
thank you.
we have predictions of who the Washington Commanders / Redskins gonna pick. You know,
So, so
every year we do it, but this time, Brenda Face Fire, everybody know her. It's gonna be doing the boards and stuff. But Mr. Curry is gonna be the host, and I'm gonna be his co-host, and we're gonna be doing it. So you're more than welcome to come on the show. You know.
well, thank you for doing that. So we got 3 minutes. I wanna sit here and give a shout out as well. I'm gonna give a shout out to all of you who participated in the DMV Sports Show. I got great reviews from all of you who send in great emails. Thank you again. I know you love the show, but support. Come on and talk. I know you sent me comments on StreamYard. I listened to every last one of them. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. You're awesome too. But if you want to show support, come up here, talk about your team. If you're shy, don't worry about it. Send it through StreamYard so that I can comment up here as well. I also want to say thank you to you as well, Big Steve and Coach, and also Lou for coming in here. I can't stress how Lou is the biggest supporter. I cannot tell a lie. This man has actually gave his whole entire life to sports, and he's devoted, and I appreciate that for being here for 2 minutes. Folks, I want you to and I'm sorry, I forgot about I forgot about Marianne. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about our very best animal noise maker, Miriam Alvarez, who drinks Campbell soups and wakes up in the middle of the day. And we can't forget about her. I'm so sorry. I'm glad she's here too. Without your Campbell soup noise and your burps and your noise making machine mind, thank you for being on the DMV Sports Show as well. Without your noise making, we wouldn't have the number one person. You have one fan, by the way, who likes your noise. I don't know why, but he does. But anyway, and there she goes for that one fan. That one fan, you got what you deserve, 1,000%. You can go and write that check to the DMV Sports Show for that one making noise that she just did. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for coming on the show, because you make this show great what it is. Without me, I'd be talking to the wall without you guys. With that being said, I want to thank you. Thank you. So I don't know what's wrong with her.
Laugh, and I like that.
I'm sorry. She just I'm trying to mute her, but she won't stop. Anyway, you're human first, everything second, and you're conquerors by definition.
I make her laugh. Stop muting me.
I got to. And you're human by definition. So go ahead and conquer your dreams, because you are conquerors. With that being said, have a great weekend. God bless, and pray for Lou and his family.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
God bless you, Lou,
Amen.
and your family.
God bless.
But we all one family.
All right. God bless y'all.
All right,
Y'all
God bless
safe.
y'all.
Be safe.
I
y'all.
got you.
All right, I want to thank y'all for coming in and entertaining us once again. And this is the DMV Sports Show host, Rasul McGee. As you see, we are mostly a sports-related family. And make sure you tune in next Saturday. We're going to talk about the Commanders. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards. We're going to talk about the Washington Capitals, Baltimore Orioles, and women's national soccer team, folks, and DC United. So stay tuned for that. Be safe. Go have a great time with your family. And also pray for Louis Tenor, co-host of the Enhanced Sports Show. Peace.